Hey guys, Mad Dog Miller here for the 6th Round Podcast Bellator edition. Today we're going to be previewing Bellator 91, but before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit about Bellator 90. Wow, what a card. Was it 9 fights in the card, 7 finishes, 5 of those in the first round. One of the most entertaining cards of the season, if not the most entertaining card, but let's not, dance around the subject. King Mo getting knocked out by Emmanuel Newton being spinning back fist. The spinning back fist has been a curse in the light heavyweight division this tournament. First it was Babalu Sobral, now it's King Mo. Both the favorites are out via the same move. It's almost poetic, but I'm not going to go too deep into this. If you want to know more about my opinion on King Mo's loss and where this puts Bellator and really what it means to Bellator, I actually have an interesting article I just posted at the MMAmovement.com, so go check out the MMAmovement.com and look at my article. But yeah, we're not going to waste too much time before we start breaking down Bellator 91. About the only Bellator news going on right now. Daniel Straus breaks his hand in training. He's out against his featherweight title bout against Pat Curran. There's been a little bit of debate on Twitter on what they're going to do. Either scrap the fight completely, give Pitbull a rematch, move up Sham Halayev's bout, maybe give him a title shot right off the bat, coming off that win over Rad Martinez. Really, I'm happy for anything. I'm a huge Pat Curran fan. Just love to watch him fight. He started the season off. It's kind of poetic to have him end it. Really, let us know what you think. Follow me on Twitter and live chat with me during fights. Follow the 6th Round PC. We'd love to hear what you think. Without any further delay, let's break down Bellator 91. Alright, we got 4 fights to break down for the main card. First up, the bantamweight bout, Ed West versus Josh Montoya. Ed Wild West comes in as the heavy favorite, -300. He brings in a record of 17-7. He's a ground-style fighter. He pretty much either submits you or grinds out a decision on the ground. He's going to look to keep it there. But this also does favor Josh Montoya's style, because Josh Montoya is also a submission artist, but he hasn't actually had a submission since 2010. So I'm looking for Ed West, if he wants to win, to grind this fight out on the ground and hopefully get the submission win. But Josh Montoya, again, this plays into Josh's style. Josh comes in with a record of 10-7. He is a submission-style artist, although he has not actually had a submission since 2010, and has never had a knockout in his entire MMA career. So pretty much Ed West wins this on the feet. He should win this on the ground. Once again, Ed West in all areas victorious. Moving on. Next up, the lightweight semifinal bout, David Rickles versus Jason Fisher. This is actually a rematch from Bellator 82. It was an extremely close fight, very contested. David Rickles ended up coming out with the unanimous decision victory and ended up winning the 3rd round off his back. Jason Fisher was the local favorite that night. Many people actually scored it for him. But David Rickles coming in as the heavy favorite in this fight, and I think rightfully so. That first fight was his very first time cutting past 170. It was actually a 160 catchweight bout. And this time he's had a few fights now at 155. He's more conditioned, more experienced. He's acclimated to that weight class. And look for him to come out a lot more aggressive. His keys to victory are going to be pushing the fight up against the cage, controlling the pace, working his submissions off his back, just like in the first fight. He's going to come in as the heavy favorite in -390. I do not know where they actually got this number. What a ridiculous number from such a close fight. I guarantee both fighters have made adjustments. It'll be interesting what they've done. But I'm going to be playing David Rickles. But once again, -390 is such a ridiculously high number. And then we have Jason Fisher, Jason the Finisher Fisher, who's going to come in with the better kickboxing, the better footwork. He's the faster, lighter fighter. He's coming in as the underdog at +300. If you're going to have to bet a dog on this card, bet Jason Fisher, but I will not be playing him. It's kind of a rough, very, very close choice. I'm just playing David Rickles on the fact he's finally acclimated to his weight class. He's going to make the necessary adjustments. He's the bigger, stronger fighter. He's got the better chin, the better cardio. That's what got Jason last time. If he had been more aggressive on top, he would have won that first fight. But he gassed out and he just held on to top control while Rickles worked his submissions from the bottom. And he actually landed more strikes from his back than Fisher did from the top. So once again, I'm going with Rickles just based on the past fight and from what I've seen. And we'll see what adjustments they make. Is really going to tell the tale for this fight. Now on to the other lightweight semifinal bout, Will Brooks versus Syada Wad. This is a really interesting bout because it's a lot of what-ifs, but really, I'm going to be going for Will Brooks. This guy is a machine. He's coming in at 9-0. He is the heavy favorite in -400. This guy is nothing else but a young GSP. He has a beautiful jab, awesome takedowns, awesome top control, beautiful submission defense, and he fights crazy smart. He's a young kid. It's ridiculous. He's very short for his weight class. He's only 5'5", but he's coming up against Syada Wad. who's a very experienced fighter. He's been in the game for a long time. He's 13-4. The only real losses he has is like in Strikeforce and Bellator and Gladiator Challenge, so basically the big shows. But he's finally coming around. He's coming as the underdog at plus 310. He does have a puncher's chance, as everybody always does. He actually was he was a replacement for the injured Patricio Pitbull, and he actually knocked out De Lorenzi, which nobody saw coming. That was a shocker. So he has heavy hands and he has submissions, but I really don't see him landing or submitting Will Brooks. Will Brooks is just an amazing fighter. I think he's the best shot in this tournament for challenging Chandler. Although I don't think he's quite ready to beat Chandler, but it could turn into a beautiful rivalry. Who knows? But I think we're going to end up seeing Will Brooks and David Rickles in the finals together. Which brings us to the main event of the evening, Christian Mkumbu versus Attila Bey for the Bellator Light Heavyweight Championship. Christian Mkumbu coming in as the inaugural Bellator Light Heavyweight Champion. He's a record of 18-4-1, and he actually comes in as the underdog at plus 140, and rightfully so. The guy's been out for a year and a half. He's coming off a loss to Travis Wolff, and it's funny that Attila Bey is actually coming off a win of Travis Wolff, knocked him out. Attila Bey comes in with a record of 28-4-2. He's coming in as the favorite at negative 170. I'm actually avoiding this fight at all costs because I really don't know what's going to happen. Both guys have knockout power. Mkumbu's never been knocked out. Attila Bey's only been TKO'd once. It's really a coin flip here, in my opinion. It's a lot closer than people think, but you never really know. Really close fight, both on the feet and on the ground. I see this one probably being a TKO victory for either person in the second round. But yeah, once again, I'm avoiding it, and so is my wallet. And with that, I conclude this little breakdown of Bellator 91. Make sure to stay tuned to the 6th Round podcast. This Thursday, we're actually putting out an episode for the fights on Saturday for UFC on Field TV. Izzy and I are going to be breaking down, previewing, and showing our bets. And as always, follow me, Mad Dog Miller, on Twitter, so you can live chat with me during the shows, and I can give you my updates on picks and bets. Thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. And make sure to check out our main sponsor, the MMAmovement.com. Enjoy the fights.